Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows from shows ranging from the 90s to today.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 2, Episode 21. The title is Cha-Cha-Cha Changes. Air date May 19th, 1999. And the synopsis is...
Concerned for Andie's well-being, Jack calls their father, who arrives back in Capeside, where he announces that he intends to take both Andie and Mrs. McPhee back to Providence for treatment. Jack must decide if he wants to go with Andie and their mother or stay alone in Capeside. Meanwhile, Dawson is preparing his film class's final exam by videotaping all individuals who have changed as a person, including Joey's father, Mike. After being shunned by everyone, Jen wonders where she'll live after her mother tells her that she is not welcome back to New York.
How did you like how it starts? Back in Dawson's bedroom.
Yep, and he's still going on about Nicole and her criticism about his film.
Okay. And he's watching a black and white movie. He loves those black and white movies.
Mm-hmm.
Can't he find anything, in his day and age?
Yeah, if it's Spielberg.
Just saying.
Yep.
And then, so then he was talking about how he needs someone to film or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then he picks Joey.
Yeah.
And then she said, find another sucker. I mean, subject.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah. And then she made a point how he already used her for his work without her consent.
Exactly. That's why he was my worst.
Mm-hmm. And then she's like, okay, I'll do it. And then looks in the camera and just says, good luck.
And then did you notice that when she left, she walked out the door and not down the ladder?
Right. Yeah.
I was like, now, why did she not use the window this time? She always climbs out of the window.
Yeah, I don't know.
All of a sudden she knows where the door is?
I guess.
Okay. Or are we going back to where Mitch showed her where the door was?
Maybe, yeah.
I'm just like, why the door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Didn't make any sense.
It doesn't, yeah. And then Andie walked down to the dining room, and that's when she sees her father. And, to her, this is completely out of the blue, but that's because Jack called her.
Well, yeah, their dad
Him.
said, this is serious. And Andie says, then why are you here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Jack comes in. I called him.
Mm-hmm. But then,
probably a big mistake for you, Jack, right?
Yeah, because the curveball that Jack got was that their father wants to take Andie and their mother back to Providence.
Right.
Well, him too, yeah. All of them. But mostly Andie and their mother for treatment.
Do you think that Andie and Jack should leave? Because, we know Andie needs help.
Mm-hmm.
But, Jack is still fine.
Yeah. Yeah, because he still, he has his friends. He has Joey and his job at the ice house, so it's not like he can just, he can, but like he shouldn't have to just drop everything and leave, so.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Since the dad's business is far away,
mm-hmm.
and Andie and Jack were new to the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
In season 2. I'm trying to figure this out. Because Jack says in the episode, like, why don't you just move the business here? And I don't know, like, why would they move to a new house in a new town without the dad? Does it make any sense to you?
No.
Like, why did they move to Capeside without the dad who's financially responsible for all of them? And because it's not like, well, and then they have a big house. And remember, I don't know if the business is going under, wouldn't they buy a smaller house to live in Capeside? Not a big house?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So if you're moving your family to not even where you're working, but why wouldn't you move to where you're working?
I don't know.
Does that plot line make any sense to you?
No.
They're new to town, which would mean you would move to where your dad works, and yet they didn't. Dad is still out of town, and you're not living there with them. Your mom can't, she's not responsible for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jack says to move the business here. Well, shouldn't you be wherever the business is? Like, that's where Dad should be, and that's where you should be.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they? The plot line is just so screwed up.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe he was going to plan to move with them, but then he saw the way his wife was, and even Andie, and just like Jack said, was too much for him, so he just kind of left them and stayed in Providence, I guess. I don't know.
I was hoping you'd have a better answer.
Well, that's all I can think of for it to make
Because
sense.
this episode, I was just so confused with this plot line.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't know exactly what the business is, so that makes it harder to figure out.
But how do you move your family and then you don't move with them and then you buy a big house? And then your business is going under.
Yeah, big house didn't make sense. At this point,
and again, why does Andie have her own car and Jack does not?
Yeah, even though we know she has a cheaper car now with the Jeep.
And then, you know how you were talking about the episode last time with Andie having a different car?
Mm-hmm.
This one, she has the same one. Or she has the convertible.
Oh, I didn't even notice this time.
This time, when her and Pacey were saying bye, it was right in the back.
I thought that was his car, her dad's car.
Well, whose car were they in to leave?
Andie's dad.
Okay, so they're in Andie's dad's car.
Yeah.
But the vehicle standing behind Pacey was hers. Her what was it, black convertible? I don't know cars, but
oh yeah, I don't know.
Her car was. He was standing. The car was right in back of him. If you rewind that. So it threw me off because I'm like, it threw me off because that was going to be my question was, so while Andie's gone, does that mean Jack gets to drive her car?
Right. Yeah,
since Jack doesn't have a car, it seems like he walks everywhere.
Yeah, he should, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like kind of my thing was since Jack doesn't have a car, I guess he's going to be using Andie's. So hopefully she comes back so she can have her own car.
Right.
But anyway, that's just my plot line problem.
And then Dawson was trying to interview everybody. He tried Jen, and nope. And then,
Jen was funny.
Yeah, because she makes it all dramatic and ends up being about her
hair.
Yeah, cutting her hair.
Which, was kind of weird because after the last episode of Andie.
Yeah, that's what I put.
I don't think that was the right, story for that little video of his.
Yeah.
To talk about how I'm being dramatic with my hair. Because just the last episode, Andie did that because she had a mental breakdown. So I feel like it was like, I feel like it was like making fun of Andie without maybe meaning to make fun of Andie.
Yeah, because like from Jen's perspective, she doesn't know what's going on with Andie, but like from the writer's perspective, yeah.
Hey, you wrote the other episode. You know what it was about, so why would you put in there the drastic changes, the hair?
Yeah.
When Andie just did it.
Right, because like Jen, I quote this, making a major hair change like that is a very traumatic event in a young girl's life. So yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's not out of the blue. I feel like it was an indication for something, but I just feel like that was rude to say from Jen.
Yeah. Like
the writers did that on purpose, but coming from Jen, that was kind of mean. And I feel like, it's not when Dawson and Jen are talking. Is it when Jack and Jen are talking and Jen acts like she kind of like knows what's going on with Andie? But like nobody tells anybody what's really going on with Andie. The only ones that know are Jack and Pacey.
I don't remember.
Because I think Jack was like saying that he was leaving or something to Jen. And I don't know. And then she didn't question it. She didn't question it. She was just like, and I'm like, huh? Like, why aren't you questioning it?
Oh, I just put that she tells him that maybe all of them moving back to Providence with their dad will make things better.
Yeah, but she doesn't ask why.
Yeah.
It's not like the last episode they said what was going on with Andie. Because, again, Jack and Andie and Pacey had their own storyline at last episode. And then everyone else had theirs. So the fact that there was no crossover of who knows what, and now all of a sudden this episode we're just supposed to believe that everybody knows.
Right.
Really?
Yeah,
because just the last episode, Jack called his dad, and now it's probably the next day.
Yeah. So
in just the day or the night, they all know.
I guess if they emailed each other, I don't know.
I know.
It's the
90s.
They had email in the late 90s.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's the 90s. It's not like you can have a group text going on.
So they could have just emailed each other like Tim, or not Tim, oh my goodness,
We
Jack
know who you're thinking of.
could have just texted, I mean, not, emailed.
Emailed.
Yeah, like Jen or Joey, somebody.
I
And
don't think he would.
I don't know. If you want to talk to somebody, maybe.
I know, but it just doesn't make any sense. But they don't say it. It's like, I got your email.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell us that Jen knows, but the fact that Jen doesn't ask, we believe she knows.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the consistency.
Yeah.
I can't.
And then
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I know I'm jumping, but and you can go back after, but when Pacey goes and is talking to Jack and stuff, because he then finds out about, them leaving, and then then he's like, oh well, wait till he finds out, and he's also like talking to Andie about this too, and then he like confronts the dad. My whole thing is like, how old does Pacey think that he is, that he can just go and tell the father why Andie, who needs help, more help than he can give her, she needs more therapy and stuff. How does he think that he can just help her? He's 16 years old, and he's going to tell the father that that Andie should stay because he can help her? What? He's 16 years old.
Yeah, that's why the dad.
The father is in control of Andie and Jack, not you, Pacey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly why their dad told Pacey that he's just being too selfish to let her go. So.
But it's not. I don't think it's him being selfish. I just think that Pacey is 16 years old. What makes him think in his brain that he can tell an adult what to do with their child? I'm just pointing that out there.
Because he just loves Andie so much.
But he's 16.
I know. But my parents were together that young. My mom was 16, so that's just what happens when teenagers are in love. They think that they,
that Pacey can just change it?
Yeah, that's what he believes.
We're in love.
Mm-hmm.
No. And also, how old does the rest of them think they are? Because Jack also thinks that he can stop it too. Yeah. And Andie, because they're like all like, that they didn't want to leave. And I'm like, you guys are the kids. As much as I don't agree with the dad, he's still the father and he's still in charge and can say at the drop of a hat what they're going to do.
Yeah, well, Andie and Jack were the ones that kind of had their dad leave last time, and they just, they believe that he's, making a mistake because he doesn't really even know Andie. He doesn't know her life in Capeside and how good it's been for her and everything. Like Pacey said, like her support system and everything that she has there, and she doesn't really have any of that in Providence. So he was just making that point.
I know, but no, I get their point. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, from a teenage point of view and like an adult point of view, the parent is in control. Mm-hmm. If they want to move the whole family, guess what? You're going. You don't have a choice until you're 18 years old. Mm-hmm. Unless you get emancipated.
Yeah.
And ask Pacey how well that turned out. So, right. He should know. So the fact that it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would they tell an adult?
Yeah,
they write them to act like they're all 18 years old. Mm-hmm. But they're really not 18 years old.
Yeah, they're just trying to think about what's best for Andie.
And apparently this episode, we find out that Jack is 17. Mm-hmm. Because his dad said he's not going to leave his 17-year-old. But my thing is, okay, so Jack's 17 and it's the end of the school year now. Wouldn't he be like a junior?
Yeah.
At least?
Yeah, he should be.
So the fact that he'd be a junior and everybody else is sophomores doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, so at least now we know that he's a year older than Andie.
Yeah, but apparently he's really not. We'll see. See? We find out he's 17, but he must be 17 for a very long time. Mm-hmm. It must be one of those where he's 17 for like 10 years.
Yeah. And then earlier at school, Dawson was trying to interview Pacey and asked him how he changed. And he said that his only accomplishment for the last year was to find an inspiration like Andie. And he admits that he believes his good luck with things getting better with him was a lie. Like, it's all fake and like he's a fraud and he just feels helpless and a failure to help Andie. So it was just nice to see him like open up about that to Dawson because they haven't had many moments like that recently.
Yeah, because they're not really friends. I don't really see them be friends.
Yeah, not lately.
Well, yeah, and then he was like, kind of like just like waiting for like the mask to come off of like, the real him. And it's like, but Pacey, this is you. So
yeah,
it's just he just doesn't understand that that's really him because his parents and, Dawson are so mean to him that he starts to believe whatever they're saying. And it's just so sad.
Yeah, I think it's just because like the whole thought of
You like how I said Dawson too?
yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
Well,
Well, yeah,
Dawson's 16th birthday was not very nice.
Yeah, because
saying your life needs to go back to suck so that his can be better. I'm like, what kind of friend says that?
Yeah.
You should be lifting him up, not tearing him down.
Yeah, just Pacey's insecurities of himself are coming back now that he feels like he's going to lose Andie. And, he knows that things got better when she entered his life. So he just feels like everything's going to go back to the way things were before she came to Capeside.
Yep. No, I get where he's coming. I'm just talking about Dawson. What did you think of the dad? I'm probably jumping, but what did you think of the dad telling Jack that he's just confused about being gay and that he should go back to being straight, or that he should try? And then Jack's like, I don't want to try. I didn't like it.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to find my notes about that. Okay. I put that Jack's dad believes that he's to blame for Jack being gay because he wasn't around, yada, yada, yada. And he was like, people can change, they can go back. And Jack says that he doesn't want to go back and he doesn't want to try to change. And that others changing is skeptical. And his dad said that he cannot understand why someone who can choose that kind of life, and then that's when Jack says that he just chose to be happy. And then by moving in with him would just sacrifice his own happiness for his dad's, and it just won't work. So, yeah, so I got mad when Jack's dad brought this up again, like saying like he could get help for his problem too, and that's when he said the only problem I have is the problem with
it's basically you.
Yeah, that he has with him being gay and everything like that. And like Jack was just again thinking about Andie, even though Andie did tell Jack that he has to think about himself too. And in that moment, he really was thinking about himself because, he decided, like, no, he can't move in with his dad, as much as he loves his mom and his sister, he just can't go back with him, so.
Well, and then especially if, like, his mom and Andie are in treatment. It'll just be him and his dad. Yeah. Oh, my, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
Especially because his dad isn't Mitch. His dad is a mess.
Yeah.
And, like, evil. So, no, that'd be a bad, bad thing.
Right. So I wonder if
And also, don't you feel like his dad can't even stand him because he is gay? So it's like, why? Because he's not Tim. Tim was like the star of the family.
Yeah.
That it's like, why would you, if you don't like Jack that much, why do you want him to live with you?
Because like you say, you can't leave a 17-year-old alone. But when he said that people...
But you can if you can't stand your 17-year-old.
Right.
Just look at Jen. She's basically homeless.
Right. So when I don't even think they even say his first name. That's why I keep saying their dad. But
no, I got it written down too as their dad.
Yeah. And I can't we could call him Mr. McPhee, but I don't even call them that. But anyways, only their mom, because we don't really know her first name. Oh no, it's like the same as Andie's.
But anyways, Andrea.
Yeah. Anyways, nonetheless, they don't give him a first name. But when he said that people can change, I'm guessing that he was talking about conversion therapy, which technically that does not work. All it does is traumatize people to where they actually need actual therapy after that. So I'm glad that, he didn't force that upon Jack either, because he could have, since Jack is under 18.
He probably would have.
Yeah, so I'm glad that he didn't push it. He just brought it up like that. But yeah, because that would have been really bad if that actually happened to Jack.
Because Jack is just so sweet. I wouldn't want him to change.
Yeah, me either.
Because, you look at Dawson. I'm so glad we got Jack around. I just got to say something,
Yeah. Oh, and then before, too, Jack said that, the only problem I have is a problem you have with me being gay. and that about Andie and how damaging it would be to take her away now. And Jack said that her only solution will come from the people that love and care for her. I know that's not your specialty, Dad.
So because like on my list is a whole lot of their storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know at what point Dawson goes to the ice house and sees her father.
Yeah.
Because I know that's in there, and I know that whole storyline is in there, but I didn't write it down.
Yeah. Well, first it started out with him interviewing Joey's dad about how he's changed his life around.
Well, because he first asks him, can he interview him?
Yeah. And then
his dad's like, oh, me? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah. And then during the interview, Joey interrupts it because she doesn't want to see her dad, like, think of those, struggling times that he had, and, tells Dawson just to leave it alone, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, what's his name? Mike had told Dawson that he can interview him if Dawson will help him with the work in the restaurant. And I thought that was funny because he gave him like a gigantic level ruler or whatever it's called. I know what it's called. I mean, I know what it's for. I just don't know.
It's a level ruler.
Well, because you put it on the wall and you measure it to see if it's even or not. Anyways.
A level ruler.
Well, what do you call it?
A level.
Okay.
I don't call it a level ruler.
Well, I don't know. Just level didn't seem like enough.
Okay. All right. We know. Okay. We now know who is Dawson.
I would know how to use it.
He said, what is this?
Yeah, I think I knew what it was and how to use it. He didn't even know what it was or how to use it.
How to use it?
I just said you put it on the wall to make sure that the little bubble in the middle is in the middle to see if it's even or not.
It doesn't have to be on the wall. It could be on
anything, whatever you're trying to,
anything.
Whatever you're working on, yeah. So it's wall, board, floor, some. Yeah.
I just wanted to test you.
And then Dawson was hammering too, and I don't know what he was doing. He hit his thumb first of all, and then he like put a board down and it just fell. Like he didn't even nail it down.
No, well, and also he must not have cut it right.
Yeah.
Moron couldn't even cut it.
Mm-hmm. And then
your dummy boyfriend couldn't even cut it.
Not my boyfriend. And then Mike was like, that's not how it'll work. And Joey's like, don't tell him. So that was funny.
No, he should. No. He should have. Mr. Potter should have told him, Dawson, you might be good at film, but you're not ever going to be able to build a thing.
Right. And then,
okay, here I'm going to be nice, okay?
Okay.
So while Dawson is, quote, working, okay, let's talk about his clothing.
Okay. I don't really remember, so go ahead.
He had a white t-shirt on.
Yeah.
For the first time, he is not wearing grandpa clothes. He's not Grandpa Dawson. He's finally looking like a regular teenager with the white shirt.
Yeah.
Because it's actually fitting his body, and he doesn't look like a grandpa. Well, he wears those like sweater vest things that make him look old.
Yeah.
And I always talk about it. Well, guess what? This one, he actually looks normal. So that's my good thought for Dawson. What?
Nothing. I'm just looking at my notes.
I thought you'd be happy that I just said something so nice.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah. Glad you think that he's looking like he should.
Yeah. I mean, let's see what the next episode is. We go episode by episode. He'll probably still look like a grandpa after. But right now, he doesn't. And, I mean, do you want me to jump to Pacey's outfit?
Well, I was going to stick on
Dawson for a second. Yeah, because, that's the thing. Best dressed definitely wasn't Pacey. Anyway.
Yeah. After the whole hammering thing, where did I put that? I lost it. There we go. During the interview with Joey's dad, he says that not the interview. He was talking to him, apologizing to him about bringing up the past and everything, and that's when Joey's dad said it's okay because he thinks about it every day. Anyways, I am still looking for it. I just had it ready to go. I was on the wrong page. Mr. Potter actually ended up telling him about how he changed his life and that that it's important to put someone else's needs before your own because you love them means everything. I think Dawson took that serious later on with Joey and the whole situation with her dad. Whenever there's foreshadowing, I have to like write it down, because I like when shows do that and actually, go through with it instead of just like kind of leaving it there.
Sure. Well, it has to do with Dawson, so.
Yeah, because, Joey, because Dawson's insecurities are coming up again because he feels like he hasn't really grown while Joey has a lot and,
Well, he hasn't. He has a little bubble, remember? And he never gets out of it. So, no, he's never going to change because that's just who Dawson is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's when Joey tells him that...
That's why Joey's tired of going to the movies, because she is so over this.
Mm-hmm. At that part, Joey says that her life is perfect right now with her dad back, business is good, and best of all, she has Dawson in her life, and, Dawson said that he wants to make her proud, and she basically said she has everything but the picket white fence, so that's when Dawson spends all night making that small piece of fence for her to like give her the white picket fence. I thought that was cute. Like he woke her up and she was still in her PJs and surprised her with the little piece of fence, because he said he took him all night. So that's impressive considering he was messing up the hammering before and he actually painted it and everything, even though it was a small piece. So that was impressive to me at least. But yeah, so I thought that
man, you jumped far.
I just had to bring that up really quick because I know we got to go back to the other plot line with Andie.
Oh, I cannot believe you like the white picket fence.
Well, I just thought that was cute because she said that was the only thing that was missing. So I was like, okay, I'll do that for her. That's something that she wants, just like a gesture, a romantic gesture. That was still thoughtful for him. He has very, rare moments of that, but he does every so often. What?
I am supposed to believe that Dawson built the fence.
Why? Do you think somebody else helped him? Or
I think he can't use a hammer or cut a board. So, yes, I do not think that Dawson did that.
He did say it was lopsided, so.
I don't think he could do it. No, not a builder. Nope. Dawson's an idiot. So, no, I do not believe if he would have actually built something, yes, I would have maybe believed it. But no, I do not believe it at all. Mm-hmm. All in one episode, he's now a builder.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
Dude can't cut a board.
I think they just had him do something to give Dawson a reason to go back to the ice house because he did to return Mike's tools.
And again, he built that fast.
Well, it was all night.
Whatever.
I feel like, if you were good at it,
I feel like the alligators would have come on and got him.
Than that. Maybe. I don't know. But anyways, he went back to the ice house to return the tools, and then when he walked like into the back of the restaurant,
man, you were going really far.
I'm just ending Dawson's little plot line here, and then go back to Andie's. Just keeping it like a more.
Well, yeah, because Andie's was the A storyline.
Yeah,
this was the B.
Right. Yeah, so that's when
B for boring.
Yeah, so that's when Dawson.
A for Andie and B for boring.
Yeah. Yeah, so Dawson saw Mr. Potter dealing coke in the back of his restaurant. And it was a big bag, too. I thought it'd be a lot smaller than that, but it was like looked like a good 10 pounds or something.
So my thing for this is in the episode when his dad is talking, his dad says, like, oh, like, like he would never want to, like, ruin his daughter's life and blah, blah, blah. But yet, here he is at the end of the episode doing this.
Yep.
I'm like, you just went to prison for this. Mm-hmm. You just got out how long ago? What, a month maybe?
Yeah.
I'm like, and you're doing the same thing? You learned nothing. And didn't he say he thinks about the past every day and it haunts him? Well, if that's the case, why would you revert back to what you did before?
Yeah. And like at the restaurant too, like, I mean, it would be more dangerous if it was at the house with the baby, but still, it's their families,
well, and I'm sure Bess's name is on everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So who do you think's going to go to jail too?
Right.
Bess.
Yeah, and then she has her baby.
Yeah. And then Bodie ain't around.
Yeah.
So Joey's going to be left with the baby?
Well, technically, if that happened, since Joey's under 18, yeah, they would both go into the foster system. So,
see, Daddy wasn't thinking very well.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, why didn't the dad think at all?
I know.
That's my point. Is like, you couldn't wait till what, Joey was 18 before you did this? Like, you just got out of prison
Mm-hmm.
from 3 years where your daughters only saw you like every
once a
other
year,
yeah.
yeah.
So the fact that you would just ruin their life, you're going to what? Miss your grandson's life
Mm-hmm.
that you don't even know?
Yeah.
And you're going to ruin your daughter's life again. Both of them. They were so excited to see you, and they both think that, you know, their family is back together because their dad is home.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Bess was so excited, and now Joey's so excited. And you're going to break both of their hearts.
Right.
And he even knows how excited they are.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Joey said when they were dancing and stuff, she didn't want, you know, because remember they would get talked about, you know, their dad's in prison and stuff. And it's like, so why would you want to ruin their lives? I just don't get it.
I know. He just wasn't thinking again.
He doesn't think.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he thought of anyone but himself, see, Mr. McPhee calls Pacey selfish,
Mm-hmm.
but the selfish person is actually Mr. Potter.
I agree, yeah. Because even Dawson...
Because that's illegal.
Yeah. Because Dawson asked him, like, how did he even get there in the first place? And he answered that his wife's medical bills were adding up and, you know, he was struggling. So that was, like, the only thing he could, you know, only the solution.
Okay, but his wife's gone.
See. What?
But his wife's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's your excuse now? Not you, but him.
The restaurant, because they're remodeling it and that's costing
But why
money.
are they remodeling it? It was just fine.
I know. I don't know. It was his idea, you know, and then Bess got excited, so she went along with it, so.
But that's the thing. They didn't need to remodel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he should be going all crazy as soon as he gets out of prison to go and do more stuff.
Yeah.
I'm saying, remember, because it was like, wasn't it like his bright idea too to do the wedding? And then now he's like redoing the ice house. It's like, oh my God, dude. Like, chill for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
As in, just work at the ice house, make some money, and then maybe you can remodel.
Right.
Why does he have to jump right to this?
I know, he's going way too overboard with everything.
And it's basically with Bess's money.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't have any money.
Yeah.
So that's just so irresponsible.
It is really bad.
And I get, you know, again, I get you obviously were in a hole with your wife's medical bills. But what's your excuse now?
I know. The only thing I can think about is just the remodeling that they're doing.
Okay, but that's on him.
Yeah, I know.
He chose that. His wife did not choose cancer.
Right.
He chose to remodel. That's his own problem.
Yeah.
So maybe, that's what I mean. Make some money and then remodel.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the smart decision, the adult decision, not jump right to this.
Mm-hmm. And then we almost forgot about the C plot with Jen and, you know, not having a place to live.
Part.
Yeah.
C plot.
Yeah, so, you know, she calls her mom and
Did you like when she calls her mom and we don't hear her?
Yeah, I wish you could have heard something because it was kind of...
We don't even know her mom's name.
Yeah. Yeah, so her mom already knew that Jen wasn't living with Grams anymore, but, like, was she concerned about that?
I don't. She didn't even call Jen.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that Grams told her.
Yeah, well,
but yet...
Jen didn't really have a cell phone, so she didn't really have an exact number to call. I know. She could have...
Okay, your daughter then is homeless running the streets, and you don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Like, she didn't even, like, try to go see her, you
or
know?
find out where she's living.
Yeah.
Because Jen in the phone call says, yeah, I'm living with, you know, the Learys. And first of all, she's only living with Mrs. Leary and Dawson.
Yeah.
Mr. Leary ain't in the picture.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, what kind of mom just lets their daughter go homeless?
Yeah. Because her mom said it's not the right time to enter her life.
Okay. That's, okay, I have a problem with that one too.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Because she's your responsibility until she's 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it wasn't Graham's responsibility.
Right.
Because Graham's is the grandma.
Yeah.
She raised her kids. The person that's responsible is Jen's parents. So the fact that her mom says, "Oh, it's not a good time for you to re-enter." Re-enter?
Mm-hmm.
She's always supposed to be in your life.
Yeah.
That's your kid.
Right.
What the heck is wrong with this mother?
Yeah, and then Jen's dad is still dealing with the last day with her, you know, with the whole catching her in her bed, in their bed.
Okay, guess what? That's your daughter.
Yeah.
People make mistakes. People change, and that is still your daughter at the end of the day. So no matter what you go through,
Mm-hmm.
she's yours.
Right.
Good or bad.
And then her dad thought that this was just Jen's way of trying to get more money sent to her monthly for her
I didn't know she
allowance.
gets money sent. Did
Yeah.
you?
No, I didn't know.
I thought
Yeah.
Graham's kind of pays for everything.
Yeah, me too. So I was surprised about that. Because they just seem to be,
Poor.
done with Jen. Yeah, but anyway, she originally plans to just take a bus and go somewhere, anywhere really, until Jack stops her. I was kind of like surprised because like they had no well, besides the one scene, but like Jen never told him that she was leaving, So I was kind of surprised that he showed up at the bus stop and stopped her and say, "Come live with me" and everything. I thought that was nice because like finally Jen like has someone looking out for her and
Well, because she does ask, or because when they were talking, he does say, well, "Where are you gonna go?" And she's like, "I don't know," because she doesn't feel like she has anywhere to go, even though she's with Illyria, or even though she's with Gail.
Yeah. Because, like, Jen was going to leave, and Gail said nothing or did nothing. Like, oh, don't go, or let me give you some money, or let me help you find a place or something,
Or, I love you.
Yeah, just, like,
you're
lets her
welcome
leave.
here.
Yeah, just lets her
like,
leave.
you might not be welcome anywhere else, but I love you.
Yeah, so as I said, it feels like Jack was the first person that's actually, like, looking out for her and actually cares about what she's doing and where she's going to go,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, because you could tell she really needed that hug at the end, too, of that scene.
Mm-hmm. And it was so cute when he grabbed her hand, they were walking. I love that part.
Mm-hmm.
See, I believe them more as friends than I do with Dawson and Joey.
Yeah. And then the quote, too, about parents loving their kids, Jack said that it is worse to be incapable of loving than to not be loved. I thought that was sad but true.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then he said a lot of parents don't.
Yeah.
Like, they don't respect or... Well, because we know his dad doesn't respect him.
Yeah.
And his beliefs.
Yeah.
And we know Jen's don't either, so they're in the same spot.
Yeah, because I feel like parents, they seem to have conditions, and how their child should act and
Or be.
look and be and everything like that. So, like, I didn't tell my dad a lot of stuff about me because I knew he wouldn't like it. So I kind of feel for Jack in that one. Because, like, I knew if my dad found out about me liking girls, he would have just had the same conversation that Jack's dad had with him. Yeah. So I just didn't want to go in that circle over and over again like Jack did. So I just never
Jack
said it.
had to, like, kind of...
Yeah, he had no choice.
Yeah,
yeah, he was kind of pushed out,
Yeah.
of the closet. So, yeah, but so I do hope that we do see Jack and Jen together and finally see their friendship form. Because like they did when Jack first came into the show, they seemed to be having
they got along.
Yeah, and opening up to each other, and then it just stopped. So I'm glad
the writers
finally brought that
must
back
not
around.
have liked them together.
Yeah. And then so back to Andie.
But yeah, it seems like their friendship is genuine.
Mm-hmm,
like
definitely.
They want to help each other and they're there for each other, and that's good because I think they both need it. I mean, Andie's leaving. So Jack needs somebody, and he's got nobody. I mean, yes, Pacey is there for him.
And Joey, kind of, but not really because she's with Dawson again. So.
Yeah, but Pacey, I'm not going to lie. Pacey and Jack seem more like friends than Pacey and Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think?
Yeah, because they really did work together to help Andie. So.
Well, and then when Pacey comes at the end and, when he was running, then he like puts his arm on Jack, and then he was talking to Andie, and I'm like, they just have more of a bond than Dawson and Pacey. Yeah. And those two are supposed to be so-called best friends since they were, kids?
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever say?
How long they've been friends?
Yeah.
No.
Like when they met?
No recollection of that yet.
So long?
Yeah, we just learned things as we go, like when Joey's mom died, and then when Tim died, so.
Well, and then finally, when we found out Joey's mom did art.
Yeah. So they just like kind of throw things out there,
and now Jack's 17.
Yeah, just out of the blue kind of, yeah.
Well, see, and that's the thing is it's still the same season. I mean, I guess Andie could turn 17, but the fact that they made it kind of important that she was, 16, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we get to see where, like, Jack has a birthday and it's, like, wrong. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. I've seen that happen once before.
Me too. And it's always so fun to, like, laugh at and then roll your eyes because you're like, who wasn't paying it? Whose job was it and didn't pay attention to this?
I know.
Because those are big things that people are going to point out. So are we done with the Dawson and Joey
Yeah.
storyline? Are we, did we wrap up Jen's storyline?
Yep. So now we just
now we're going back to Andie's storyline.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Andie and Pacey are in her room.
Yeah.
And, isn't she like wanting to study or whatever? Well, because she tells him to study.
Yeah.
And, because she's leaving, so she doesn't need to study.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says that he wants to take her out on a date.
Yep.
I have another consistency problem.
Okay. What is it?
The fact that, okay, they went to school that day.
Okay.
Do you remember the detention episode when they had to be there till 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you remember when Dawson and Mitch went to go look at the property before he went to school?
Mm-hmm.
And Jack opening up the restaurant all before school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what time does school? Okay. My first question. What time does school start?
I want to guess 8 for them, or maybe 9.
Okay. What time do you think it ends?
Probably, if
Well,
anything,
if it's at 9, it's
4.
gonna end up like probably 4:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we go 4:30.
Yeah.
We see Jack and Jen having that conversation, and he's finally home when Pacey comes over. Okay. So at that point, how long were Jack and Jen together? Half hour? I don't know. He's
Not that
been
long.
out of the house probably over an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we're pushing evening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then Pacey comes over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's now the evening. They're upstairs in her room for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're pushing, 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
Then he wants to take her on a date, even though she's leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, that's exactly why he wants to do it.
He said, I want to go out on a date tonight. Isn't it already tonight?
Yeah, it's just, because that's all they have.
He said he wanted to come and pick her up and dress nice and blah, blah, blah tonight. I'm like, but it's already 7 o'clock at night. Tonight's already here, Pacey.
Yeah, I just figured that meant like he could go home and then he could change.
And how long would that take? She put on
like hours.
She put on like a dress and probably put some makeup on.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean? Yeah, you know it takes girls forever to get ready.
Well, I feel like.
And then he had to go home. He had to change, get ready. He had to come back. And we all know when he picked up Andie from the dance, it was like forever. And
He has to take a car. Yeah, steal a car.
Oh my God. But I'm just saying that what in the world time is this?
Well, I know it's like last minute, but I feel like makeup back then didn't take as long to put on because it was
Cynthia, it's already the evening. It's like 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you go through the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The fact that they're just now going to go out. And then she has to get ready. So you got to add another hour to that.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Maybe she took a shower. I don't know. And then, what are you looking at me? So now it's 9 o'clock at night?
Well, to me, that seems like enough time because all they did was end up going to that spot where they first kissed
but
and then
she
they
didn't
danced.
know that's really where they were going.
Yeah, I know. But like Pacey's side, he thought, that's plenty of time because it was. So
I know, but it was funny and annoying when he said, I want to take you out this eve or whatever. And I was like, but it's already evening.
Yeah.
It's not like he was acting as if it was the morning and he said, I want to take you out tonight. Well, It was already tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, like I said, that's all the time that they had, so he had no choice.
I know, but it seemed like the writers didn't realize that they went to school that day. And then a lot of things happened in between that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they were acting as if it was morning by saying that, I want to take you out tonight. But really, it was already tonight.
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah.
Like, the writing, that was off.
Mm-hmm.
They forgot they went to school and did everything else that day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think it was just like the same as if he'd be saying like, let's go out tonight, like let's go out now, kind of that kind of thing. But the way he phrased it, yeah, it did sound like it was supposed to be like a lot later.
It sounded like they felt like it was morning, and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they should have.
That's what I'm trying to say is like the writing was bad.
Yeah, so yeah, they should have phrased that differently.
That's my consistency problem.
Mm-hmm.
When you say that.
Yeah, and then when they're having their dance,
and also, I mean, small towns, do they stay open late? I'm just kidding.
Well, I know places around here don't really.
Yeah.
I think it's like what 10 Malays something closes, and then there's a couple, like McDonald's is open, I think 24 hours. But besides that, like a lot of places close, about 10ish.
Or you're not let in.
Yeah.
Because you're underage.
Yeah. So when they're having their dance on that little boardwalk or wherever, and Andie was like, her legs were shaking, and Pacey's heart was going boom, boom, boom. And then they kind of, again, foreshadowing, just have to point that out.
Foreshadowing what?
Because they say the same thing at the end when she's about to leave and they kiss again.
You meant foreshadowing like the future.
No.
I was like, what?
Just foreshadowing the same episode. Yeah, so when she's about to leave, they hug and everything.
Okay. No. Pause.
Okay.
Pause. Okay.
Yeah.
No. We have to go back.
Okay.
Because I have kept my mouth shut, remember?
Okay, go ahead.
Pacey's ugly shirt.
For the date? That's what...
Yes!
Okay. I didn't know.
He looked just fine till he put that shirt on. And then I was just tuned out of the episode. Out of the whole scene, I went, oh my God. Like I couldn't even look at him. I was looking at the shirt. I couldn't look at them and their cute little moment. I was too busy looking at the god ugly shirt. Did you see it?
No. I'm paying attention to what they're doing, what they're saying.
Okay. So I watched this one with my mom and I was like, what is up with this shirt? And then she was like, well, it was the 90s. So they put Dawson in old man clothes and they put Pacey in these ugly shirts. What is up with this? He looked just fine.
I don't know.
I couldn't.
That's the costume department.
It was like blinding to look at. What do you mean? You didn't even pay attention to the shirt.
Yeah, I know. I'm just listening. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
it bothered me.
Yeah.
I just too busy looking at the shirt. I mean, you can tell me everything that happened and I wouldn't really know because I was too busy looking at that shirt.
Is this the only shirt that you hate of his, or is there something later that you already know that's coming up that you're not going to like?
Well, I didn't like the last outfit, which was his little sweater thing.
So does he dress better after this season that you liked?
That I like?
That won't take you away from the scene like these shirts, shirt and sweater?
I don't think so. Why?
I'm just
worried I'm going to talk more about his shirt?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they come up again.
At least I'm not talking about his frosted tips. Unlike someone else. Well, I mean, I do like his haircut in season 4.
Okay, I don't know what that looks like, so I'll have to see. Yeah, so when Andie's going to leave, that's when Jack's dad shakes hands with Jack.
Okay, I got a problem with that one too.
What? His shirt again?
No, not his shirt. No, his shirt. Whose shirt?
I'm just joking. Pacey's shirt.
Pacey was like wearing a coat.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
He wears that god ugly brown coat too. I just thought I'd throw that in there. No, but his dad, Mr. McPhee.
Yeah.
I'm about to say Mr. Potter. Too many misters around here. Everybody's dads.
Yeah.
Mr. McPhee shakes Jack's hand. You are leaving your son behind, and you are going. The only thing you're going to do is shake his hand.
Yeah, some dads.
What is up with that? That is your son. Give him a hug.
Some dads just aren't affectionate like that.
Hug him.
I know, but usually father-sons, they don't hug. It's like more of a father-daughter thing, a hug. I don't know. It's just something men just don't do, even with their own sons. I don't know. Does your dad hug your brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I wasn't surprised, and like with the way that Jack's dad, feels about him.
I won't sit there and go, oh, are you going to hug my brother? I won't sit there and do that.
Because I was more surprised that his dad said that he wants him to be happy after their whole conversation the night before.
Well, yeah, because he's shaking his hand. I never want to see you again. That's probably what he's thinking.
Even though he said, I want you to be happy?
Yeah, he's only saying that just because he's just leaving.
Yeah, because I think he actually wanted to say that to Jack the night before, but then remember he
Yeah, he was about to say something and then...
Yeah. So at least...
Okay, but come on now. A handshake.
Yeah, I know. And then, because we don't know how long it's going to be until they see each other again. Could be, months, could be even a year. Yeah.
Could be never again.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it. A handshake. Okay, Mitch would have hugged Dawson.
Yeah. Just because that's a different kind of dad. Mitch and whatever his first name is are just really different dads when it comes to their sons.
Mitch and...
Now the question is, though, would Jack's dad, would he hug Tim?
Well, yes. 1,000% he would have hugged him.
Then it's just probably about Jack and his sexuality that he's like that too.
That's why I said hug your son.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would have hugged, he hugs Andie, he would have hugged him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I 100% believe he would have hugged him.
Yeah.
So he should have grabbed Jack and hugged him.
Mm-hmm. Just his pride too, probably.
Okay, the one person I would not believe would hug their son is Pacey's.
That's true, yeah.
That's the one parent that you would definitely believe wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But Mr. McPhee, who's leaving his son, should definitely hug Jack.
Right.
That is your son. A handshake, that's like for a stranger. Or someone you just met. Really?
Professional setting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
Now, did you like Pacey and Andie's goodbye?
Yeah, that was sweet because at first they said no goodbyes, but then Pacey comes running anyways to say goodbye to her, and they hug, and he tells her not to forget her promise for them to be together again, happy, healthy, and more in love than ever. And that's when he kisses her forehead and tells her to get better and to come back to him. And then that's when they kiss. And then again, from before, she says her legs are shaking and his heart's going boom, boom, like when they first kissed. So that was nice.
Oh, no, I thought the foreshadowing was them being together.
No, it's just like how they felt with their kiss. Yeah.
No, the foreshadowing is
Oh.
them
Mm-hmm.
coming back together.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but that's a question. Like, will they? Because I don't know. Like, this is kind of toward the end of the season, so she could come back next season, probably, right? Would they come back? Do they come back together, or like, is that a possibility? Because, like, for me, I feel like they could have easily just have her never come back to the show. But
She comes back in season 3.
okay, yeah, because I wasn't sure how long she was going to be gone for. Because I mean, like, I feel like she could be gone for like the rest of this season and come back in season 3, episode 1, or maybe halfway through season 3. I don't know, because you never know what writers are going to do with this kind of situation, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she comes back in season 3.
Okay.
So you'll see them
By
together.
that foreshadowing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, and then.
Okay, but then Pacey.
Yeah.
He wipes her tears.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was sweet.
Yeah. And then when Andie does take off.
See, even though I talk about how bad his clothes are.
Yeah. So when Andie does take off in the car with her dad.
See, that's when you see her car.
Yeah, behind them. So it's not the red Jeep anymore. So again, she switched cars for some reason. The reason's probably money, but it's just random how she keeps jumping from these
cars.
3 different cars now. But when she was driving off, it was just her and her dad and not her mom, even though her dad said that he was taking both of them to Providence.
Mm-hmm.
But she's nowhere to be found. So,
well, she hasn't been anywhere to be found in a while.
Yeah, so like, did he take her like the day before?
No, because he just came into town.
Yeah, I don't know. You never know. We don't even know how far away Providence is. So it depends.
Well, clearly it's a long time because Daddy never comes home.
Yeah, well, just because he doesn't want to come home too. That's the thing. And then at the end, I felt like Dawson was kind of foreshadowing again when he's talking about his characters. And
why are we talking about Dawson?
Just it's the end, the over voice, and now.
Thought we were done talking about that boy.
No, just the voiceover he does at the end. How he says that in movies, the main character goes through a major arc and changes, but what if they don't? And that's when we see flashes of everyone. And when he said, he said that a man who wanted to change but fears he couldn't. Like, I feel like he was talking about Joey's dad, because we did see Joey's dad on the screen when he said that. So I think that was foreshadowing for her dad. Like, he hasn't changed. We know he hasn't changed, but I'm just saying, like, just more foreshadowing.
Well, then they yap about the hero, and it's on Pacey.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what the heck?
And then he said, I also put that while explaining another quote that reflects Andie and Pacey. He ends it with, love is change, or at least I hope so. And he says that as he's looking at Joey sleeping on his bed. So I feel like that was foreshadowing, like, about their relationship with everything going on with her dad, you know?
Okay, so I have another question for you. Talking about Joey and Dawson. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so when Dawson comes out of the ice house and he runs into Joey, did I say that right?
Yeah.
He he has that look on his face, and because he just saw her dad,
Mm-hmm.
and Joey's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing."
Yeah.
Do you think that he should have told Joey right then and there, or keep it quiet?
Well, I think he was still processing it to understand why he didn't. But then it kind of reminded me of the whole situation with Joey knowing Gail's affair and like
Not
didn't tell
telling him.
Dawson.
Then he got
Mad.
furious and said we're not friends.
Yeah, so I think that's what he may be thinking about too. Like, should I tell her? Because then she didn't tell me, so I wanted her to
You
tell
think
me.
he went that
So
far?
yeah,
I
so
don't think he went that far.
well, I don't know. That's just what I was thinking, you know. But I think too, maybe he was just processing it, and it was just right after, so he just wasn't expecting to see Joey, you know, right there and then. So
I don't know, I feel like maybe he's like, I don't know if I should yet. Like, I
yeah,
do think he wanted to have time
yeah,
before.
yeah.
Well, because this will change everything. And so,
Mhm.
and Joey was just going on about how happy she was.
Mhm.
So I think he's like, man, if I say this, it's wrong timing. You know, everything's going to go really bad. So I think that's why he didn't say anything. I just wanted your opinion.
Yeah, I think he needed more time to be ready to tell her to find the words and everything. So
Do you think he should tell her? Because I don't know
yeah,
what the future holds, but do you think he should tell her
yeah. I think he
that
should have.
he saw it or just let it go?
I think he should have told her just because of how bad it can blow up if he doesn't. Because I'm sure that her father would have planned to keep it going as long as possible, even though he did get caught last time. So I don't know why he thinks he can do it without getting caught this time. But and then we don't know if he did it in the ice house the last time too. So that's the thing, you know, if he's just copying the same thing he did before, or
Yeah, because he's not
if it
that
was
bright.
from he did it from his house or whatever. So that's the thing too. We still don't know all the details.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, not much really happened,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like.
Just Andie, yeah.
Just Andie leaving, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy, though, that Jack isn't leaving.
Me too, yeah.
Because I like him.
Yeah, and like I said,
Because, like, he's
good for
like the
Jen.
one that, like, stays normal.
Yeah, and he's good for Jen. And she needs someone like that right now.
Well, I think I know why.
Why?
Because the love triangle's about to happen. And so if they all got their storyline, the love triangle only leaves Jack and Jen. And, well, they need to be friends so that everyone has somebody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody's got a storyline then.
Yeah, because I can't really imagine, like, Pacey and Jen being friends all of a sudden now that Andie's gone, you know?
Yeah. So I feel like because love triangle's coming, that Jack, because then that just leaves those two. And so it's like, well, let's just throw these two together.
Mm-hmm.
But even though, you know, it might be a little forced all of a sudden, I like their friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like, cause even like the little scenes that they have had, I think are sweet. And I don't think they're forced at all.
Right, me
Like,
either.
I feel like they really are friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want to see on TV. That's what I want to see from Dawson and Joey, is not forced down. I want to actually see it be real and genuine.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I agree, yeah. Yeah, so hopefully we see more of that from somebody, even if it's just Jack and Jen. And their names, Jack, Jen, I almost want to say
Joey.
Joe, of course, still.
I know.
You know, it's just so close because Joey, he's just always with the J's. So I think they need to introduce somebody else, you know, to be in a circle that doesn't start with a J.
Well, I thought it was always funny because I'm like, because anytime Jack and Joey were together, I always wanted to say Jack and Jill.
Mm-hmm. Even though they were siblings, yeah.
But it's like, yeah, but Jack and Jill. And what the hell?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh my God. But now it's Jack and Jen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my God.
Yep.
That's, I mean, why did they bring in the name Jack when,
They already had Joey and Jen.
yeah,
I don't know.
you already put 2 J's.
Yeah.
So let's add a 3rd J.
Yeah, because if Andie and Jack were twins, then they probably would have stuck them with the same letter name.
Yeah, it would have been Jack and Jill.
Or AA, yeah. Yeah, because we already know that Andie was named after her mom, so maybe Jack was too. And
No. It could have been Tim. Tim was the oldest.
Oh, yeah.
Tim's probably junior.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Dad's name was probably Tim.
Right, yeah. Could be that too, yeah. Yeah, because Tim was first, and now we know Jack was second, and then Andie was last, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see how long that lasts. The age.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, they put that at 17, remember. So remember,
Mm-hmm.
he's 17.
Yep, I remember.
Until he's not.
Yep.
Well, and do you really think he's bad in school or something that he's going to fail?
Who?
Jack.
No, he seems fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why would he graduate with them?
I don't know. Well, because we know he's on the same. Well, actually, that's actually kind of debatable still. It's like he's in their class, but then not in their class. It's still kind of confusing, but as of right now, it does look like he is in their class. I don't know. Maybe he got behind after Tim died, maybe because it was hard for him to focus on school. That's all I can think of.
Well, I hope they explain it
Mm-hmm.
because it makes no sense.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the end of that portion.
Mm-hmm.
What is your high and low, if you have any? Because I know you didn't really have one
Right.
the last episode.
Yeah. High would be just seeing, I guess, Andie and Pacey on their date together, having one last moment, like good moment together before she left. And then low
Oh, did
moment.
you notice she was mouthing something?
Who?
Andie.
When? At the end?
On their date. She was like mouthing something, and he was just had his forehead on hers. I'm just saying, I thought.
I think she did say something quietly. I had to go back and see what she said on the captions, but I don't remember what she said. I think it wasn't something important. I remember that because I would have wrote it down if she did.
I just saw her mouthing something, and I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder if it was scripted or not. Because we didn't hear it.
Yeah, it was something small and not really relevant. So I think it could have easily been scripted or not scripted, I think. But yeah, so then my low moment would have been just the whole really kind of both Jack's situation with his dad talking about how he can't live with him, and then Jen's situation about not really having any place to stay and feeling like she had nowhere to go. Yeah. So what are yours?
Well, she does have somewhere to go, the Learys.
Oh, besides them, yeah.
And if she ever makes up with Graham,
Mm-hmm.
she can go back home. So my high is, I guess I'll go with the date. I don't know. I didn't really see much of the date. It's hard to debate that, but I didn't really see much of the date, and it was really hard with the shirt. But yes, but also just Pacey loving Andie. That's definitely my high. The low, I mean, there was a lot. But my low was, I'm gonna pick the top one, which is Jack and his dad. His dad is just, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like him through a lot of the show.
Me either.
Or at least this episode, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jack finally stood up to his dad. At first, he was like telling Pacey, like, oh, like, we're not going to say anything, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're not going to go against my dad. And then all of a sudden, Jack just comes out of nowhere and just starts saying the truth of how, like, you know, he's never seen anyone that loves, like,
Andie.
Pacey and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh, my God. Like, Jack is just so great.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, that would be my high or in low.
And then what would you rate it?
6.
7?
I mean, not much really happened.
Yeah.
Did you just say 7?
Yeah.
Always getting ahead.
Well, we finally had like 3 good plot lines going throughout the whole episode, because usually like there's a one and then one we don't really care for at all. So there wasn't any that really annoyed me too much. You know, they all had important plot lines in this episode for each character.
I don't know. I didn't really care for Jen's.
Yeah, I mean they did have to do something with her, but it was something
It could have
significant.
been. It could have been a supporting role. She supports Jack.
Yeah.
That's what it could have been.
Yeah, and he just supports her, really.
Yeah.
Opposite of that, yeah.
All right, and then what's your best and worst?
Best is Jack, just like you said, he stuck up to his dad about Andie and himself, and then helped Jen, with her homeless situation and feeling lost. And then the worst is Joey's dad, obviously, for just having history repeat itself and doing exactly what he did that made him end up in jail in the first place. What are yours? What?
I cannot believe you said Joey's dad.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, you mean because of Andy's dad too?
Yes.
Well, I feel like Joey's it's going to, cause chaos for everybody after this point. Well, Andy's dad's storyline kind of ends at this one, so we won't see him anymore.
I know, but in this episode, we don't really see.
Yeah, and like Andy's dad just
Like, yes, it's about to get ugly, but with Joey's dad, but we haven't seen it yet. So I feel like for me in this episode, because Mr. Potter wasn't really doing that much. I mean, yes, it happened at the end, but it hasn't come out yet. I feel like when it comes out, it will be ugly.
Yeah, I just feel like Andy's dad had good intentions, just trying to
with Jack.
Help. No, not Jack. Andie.
With Jack.
No, not Jack at all. Just helping Andie and their mom.
All he's gonna do is ship them off, Andie and the mom.
I know, but he still.
He said, I know.
He still,
What
he
kind
still
of
showed up.
ships them? Oh, yeah, they should all move back so they can all be shipped away.
No,
So he can just go back to work and act like no one exists. That's right.
he's just gonna have them get treatment, for their
And not visit. How many times is he going to visit Andie? He
probably.
doesn't visit her in Capeside. What makes what makes you think he's going to visit her wherever she goes?
I'm just saying, like, their dad's actions are doing something that will eventually help them in the long run, while Joey's dad, his actions will just
He's
end
never
up.
around.
I
And
know.
he doesn't like that his son is gay.
I know. I'm just saying from their actions and what they're doing, like, because Joey's dad's actions will just completely screw everybody over, in the end, with what he's doing.
Yes, but we're not to the end. We're talking about this episode.
I know. I'm just
It's not
saying.
my fault you went ahead and watched the next episode.
No, I'm just
I'm
saying.
talking about this episode.
Well, I didn't even have to even watch the next episode to know it's going to turn out badly with what he's doing right now at the restaurant,
Okay, fine. You pick Mr. Potter. I'm picking Mr. McPhee
Okay. Yeah.
as the worst.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way he was treating Jack at all.
I didn't either.
And then telling him that he needed to change.
Mm-hmm.
No. You know who needs to change? Mr. McPhee.
Yep.
And all he's going to do is ship Andie away. It's not like, off to treatment. It's not like he's actually going to do anything. That's why when he said, telling Pacey, going against Pacey, and he's like, oh, well, what? You don't think, talking about family and how she has support from family? It's like, so you mean the whole family is going to just go to treatment with her? Right. No. You probably won't even show up. So no. And then I picked the best was Pacey because Pacey is going through so many insecurities with her leaving. And, he's just so down right now. And the fact that he stood up, which I couldn't believe, but he stood up to Mr. McPhee. And Mr. McPhee then calls him selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And Pacey did the right thing and let her go. And, whether he believes it or not, that they're going to be together in the future. I mean, I don't know if he believes it or not, but he's telling her that, so that she has something to look forward to. And that's the thing is, I don't know if he believes it.
Right.
But it's something for her to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
So, he did the right thing and let her go. And he said goodbye to himself. So, he just wanted her to have one good night. Because she told him, you need to study.
Yeah.
But instead he's like, no, you need to have fun. One last night. So I was happy about that because if it was Dawson, they'd have just watched a movie, which nobody wants that, the black and white movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. So I'm going with the best was Pacey and the worst was Mr. McPhee. I'm sorry that you won't pick Mr. McPhee.
No, he's definitely a close second, yeah.
See? Twice I didn't say Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's the next episode?
Parental discretion
Lord.
advised.
Lord.
So I got something rated R.
I know, I was going to say, what kind of show is this turning into?
Mm-hmm. It's not HBO.
That's what you show on the what is it, the beginning of the show?
The ratings, yeah.
Yeah, so nobody watches.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys, thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would really appreciate it.